Good morning, family. It's time for your morning juice. Today we're reading in Deuteronomy 19 through 22. Now, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm going to be completely honest. If you're just starting reading this part of the Bible, it can feel a little all over the place. One moment, it's talking about justice, then war, then family, then property, then even how to build your house. And if you're new, you might be thinking, what does all this have to do with anything? But here's what's really happening. Moses is still talking to the people. He's reminding them of what God wants for them and how he wants them to live in the land that he's providing for them. And he's not being random. He's being intentional, because God wasn't just giving them a place to live. He was giving them a way to live in it. So now you start to see the pattern. He talks about justice, such as protect the innocent, don't accuse people without truth, make sure decisions are fair, because once justice is corrupted, everything else starts to break. Then he talks about war. And this part is interesting because God tells them not to be afraid, but then he sends certain people home. Why? Because if they're fearful, if they're distracted, or if they're just not ready, fear doesn't stay personal. And he knows this. Fear will start to spread. And what one person carries can affect everybody else. Then it shifts again to everyday life. How you treat your neighbor, how you handle what belongs to someone else, even how you build your house for safety. And that might seem small, but it's not, because God is showing them responsibility matters. The way you live doesn't just affect you, it affects the people around you, your community. Then he draws clear boundaries. These boundaries are crystal clear. Do not mix what I've separated. This is including your relationships, your actions, how you live day to day, because when boundaries get blurred, confusion follows. And I know some of these instructions can feel strict. Some of them feel uncomfortable. But if you step back and really look at it, you start to see what God is protecting. He's protecting order. Because when justice is ignored, when people stop taking responsibility, when boundaries are removed, things don't fall apart overnight. They fall apart over time. And that's the part people miss. Disorder doesn't always look dangerous at first. Sometimes it looks normal. At times it looks convenient. Sometimes it even looks like freedom. But eventually it produces consequences. So Moses is making it plain. If you want to live well in what God gives you, you can't live any kind of way. So here's the takeaway. Live with integrity. Take responsibility. Respect boundaries. And don't ignore what God has already made clear, because God is not random. He is intentional. So if he's intentional, we should be too. Listen, live with order or live with the consequences. Sip on that, and I'll see you tomorrow. If you like this page and you enjoy the content, please subscribe and share. Thank you.